Hello Cancer, this is Ashley. We're going to be doing your reading for the week of September 5th, specifically centered around what's coming up for you for the new moon in Virgo. We're going to do a 9-card spread and then get some clarification. You may want to check out your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements to get a full picture of what's coming up for you for the week of the 5th. And be sure to check out the links below in the description box. If you're interested in scheduling a personal reading, you can do that through the Astrological website. And then if you are on Instagram and you want to follow the Astrological Instagram page, I do daily posts where I talk about the astrology, and I pull some tarot cards for each day of the work week or the typical work week, and sometimes on the weekend depending on what's going on. So let's get started. Be sure to like and subscribe. And leave me a comment if this is your reading. Let's have a look. Cancer, week of September 5th. Alright. We have the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Judgment, the Ten of Cups, and the Moon. And we have the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Swords, and Temperance. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Empress, so very well could be bringing something or getting ready to bring something new into existence. You know, the Empress is like birthing something new. It can be overall abundance and just mastery over the feminine qualities that exist within you. And that does not mean you are female. It's just because I'm getting a ton of intuitive cards here, so your intuition around the time of the new moon in Virgo is going to be really strong, it looks like. Now it does look like kind of leading up to and during the new moon that there's like this void phase. We have the void card, we also have TikTok in reverse, and we'll talk about those. But it's almost like this very calm period before the storm almost. And when I say storm, I think things are coming into a lovely balance coming in to the future position. And I'm also seeing 111, so you may be seeing that on the clock or having that number show up as a synchronicity for you pretty heavily at this time as well. Alright, so let's look and get some more detail here as to what is coming in. With the TikTok card in the reverse, you can see it's like this clock. It's kind of almost taking off with this hot air balloon. And it's like, it almost feels like time getting away from you kind of thing. And it can feel like time is ticking. It's almost like there's a sensation here in the past position, which you may be experiencing right now because I am recording this just before uploading later this week. So today's the 31st of August. So you might be feeling this now, but it's kind of like this feeling of time getting away from you. You could be either feeling really busy, or it just feels like maybe things aren't happening in the timing that feels right in your mind. It's like you've been waiting for something to like manifest or come to fruition. Specifically could be in the work area because we have the King of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles. But let's get some more detail here and see what else is coming in the past positions. Why do we have the King of Pentacles? We have the Page of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. And for Judgment, we're getting the King of Cups and the Sun. And for the Three of Pentacles, we're getting the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Cups. So let's see here. I'm actually going to really quickly read. I'm seeing Justice at the bottom of the deck, so we'll see if that is coming into play. I'm going to quickly read the protection message for that TikTok that we got in the reverse. Have you been feeling as if the clock is ticking and gotten a little nervous that your dreams are taking too long to manifest? There is nothing to fear. You will never run out of time for the important things. The miracles that are yours and yours alone can't be missed. Isn't that amazing? You're in such capable hands with guides and angels hovering in the invisible spaces, ensuring that your journey will be filled with all sorts of goodies. Let your anxiety be gently dispelled by your faith. Spirit will never deny you your highest good. All is yours in divine appropriate timing. You can relax. I kind of feel like you're almost like persevering for some sort of manifestation here. We have the Page of Pentacles, which can kind of hold some of that, almost like that magician energy. And it's like I do feel like you're working a lot in this past position, like keeping very busy with the Eight of Pentacles also showing up here. But altogether, it's kind of like this sensation that perhaps you may be putting in all this effort without really knowing if it's going to pay out. I'm really kind of getting like doubts here with the Five of Cups. Even though I feel like for the most part, the overwhelming energy here is that you're working really hard. So even if there's doubts creeping in, you're still going for it. And I think it has something to do with your specific soul calling with this Judgment card. At some point, perhaps even in the distant past, something's called to you to kind of get going on perhaps something that you feel is your like mission in this lifetime, or is just essentially the next stage in your journey. And it's something that's extremely emotionally fulfilling and brings you a lot of happiness. I feel like you get into a lot of flow with this. And it's almost like the joy and the pleasure that you get from doing this particular thing, whatever it may be for you, kind of helps to distract you from this feeling like it's not taking off fast enough, right? Because I do feel like you're seeking and needing also that physical stability, financial stability. You want to build like a legacy, not just follow this path. You want it to be twofold, like emotionally fulfilling and it pays the bills reliably, right? Like that's kind of what I'm getting here in the past position. So this may still be going on for you as you watch this reading. In the present moment. So this would be at the time of the Virgo moon. We have, oh gosh, it's like really a dark card. We have the dark moon, the void. And so you can see the moon is in complete darkness. And there is a lady laying here on the ground, sort of, you know, just in this sleeping mode under a starry sky. And so like, it still feels like there's this, this gap here between the building of this manifestation and trying to get it off the ground in a very physical way with all these pentacles. So you're actually doing work on this. It's no longer an idea in your head, I guess is what I'm saying here. But then there's like this period of peace and quiet. And it may not feel comfortable to you, but it's like the dead zone, kind of. It's like when you're kind of like visualizing going down like a country road and you're moving, but you hit this like cell phone dead zone, and for a period of time through the hills you're like out of contact with the outside world. And so it can kind of feel like that is what's playing out for you at the time of the new moon, which is actually for the new moon phase quite beneficial. It gives you that quiet reprieve to really reflect and make further adjustments and set those new intentions to keep this first major goal going. It kind of is like this really good evaluation period. We have the Queen of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords here. I'm really seeing this, it looks like an olive branch that's being dangled down between these two faces. And to me, rather than like an offering of an olive branch, it almost feels like this dangling carrot. And I actually had that come up in, I believe it was a Pisces reading. Might have been for the month of September. So if you have any Pisces placements, you might find that helpful. But it kind of feels like this this temptation, this thing that you're after that's kind of still dangling just out of reach. And that's why there's some, a little bit of mental conflict going on here. And I think with this Queen of Swords, it's like she's like facing backwards, and is really looking at this King of Pentacles energy here. It's almost like you're looking at whether or not this manifestation that you're bringing in is going to eventually lead to financial and just physical stability in your life. Is it going to produce that abundance that you need just to survive? And so it's like this clear evaluation that's kind of taking place during this quiet period where maybe it doesn't feel like a whole lot's happening for you. Let's get some more detail here. Where do we have the Queen of Swords? Yep, King of Pentacles. So, like, really taking a hard look at your finances and whether or not you can manifest it. So, that's clear as day. Of the 10 of Cups, we're getting the 2 of Cups. And the 10 of Swords. And with the 5 of Swords, we're getting the Page of Wands and the Hanged Man. So there's some of that Pisces energy we were talking about. Could be dealing with a Leo, a Scorpio, a Taurus, Gemini, Sagittarius, Cancer. So we've got quite a few signs coming through here, and really all the suits. So, but we do have some people coming in here. And so while I still feel like the Queen of Swords feels like you really having a hard look at your financial situation, your own legacy, your stability, and whether or not you're going to be able to manifest this. We do have some people coming through here, so I'm going to look at this from a love perspective as well. Because really, initially, this feels more like a creative project or a work situation, for sure. So we'll do both. I'll keep going with where we were at. So I think that with the Ten of Swords, I don't really feel like this is an ending that's happening. It's almost just like you really love whatever it is that you're doing, and ultimately you want it to become like an extremely emotionally fulfilling and prosperous part of your life. But I think that there's still this underlying fear and doubt that it's going to end in heartbreak if it can't become financially stable for you. And with this Page of Wands and the Hanged Man, it's kind of like you're waiting for some sort of sign, some sort of spark of inspiration that kind of clues you in as to, okay, how's this going on a physical level? How's this going? You know, it's like you have to give this project time to take off, and you know that. So it's kind of just like awaiting this shift to see, is it going to break my heart because I've put so much time and energy into this, or is it going to take off like I really want to see it do? Now, if I were to look at this from a love standpoint, it looks like in the past you may have very well been waiting for a declaration of love from someone that in the past you perhaps ended a relationship with. And it does look like you've just been kind of in this waiting mode as to whether this person's going to commit with you, and really bring love and happiness into your experience with this person. And at the present moment, during the week of the new moon, you're still like looking like, okay, is this person going to commit? And it's almost like you're thinking about it enough that you're actually bringing some kind of manifestation into play. So when I say that, I mean, like, if you're thinking this strongly about this person, could be a Taurus or Scorpio in particular, perhaps a Leo, doesn't have to be. It's like you're creating thoughts for them as well. They're picking up on that. And that's how we like manifest someone to show up or communicate with us or that kind of thing. But I do feel like perhaps you'll find that this is not going to happen, and in some way it finally comes to a final close during the new moon. It may have ended in the past, but there were like these lingering feelings or hopes, I would say, because to me this feels like hope that it's going to progress into something further. or change around in some way to improve. But I do feel like you begin to come into this realization that perhaps there's just a little too much drama associated with this, and you probably just get sick of waiting because it doesn't feel like there's any communication, there's no moves being made, and with all this pentacle energy, that's very slow, right? It may be very grounded and stable, but if it's not moving, it feels very stagnant. All right, so let's look into the future position. We have in perfect harmony, which is, nice and balanced and really pleasant energy coming in here. And it is the 11 card here. We have the Queen of Cups, the Moon, and Temperance. So I do feel like this is the row I was talking about where it's like your intuition really starts coming into play big time. I also feel like there is a balance that gets struck here with this situation of the past. So let's get some more here. Why do we have the Queen of Cups? So strong Cancer energy here. And there's the Three of Pentacles again. And the Eight of Cups. For the Moon, we're getting the Six of Wands. And the Page of Cups. And for Temperance, we're getting Temperance. And the Seven of Wands. Okay. So, kind of what I'm getting here, I do feel like it's almost like you're able to strike a balance between action and non-action, giving and receiving, working really hard for this, and then allowing it to do what it needs to do on its own to come into fruition. And so it's like we get out of this mental energy and get more into co-creation is what this feels like to me. It's like we co-create with the universe, and so we take action when we know intuitively that it is time to take action, and then we give it our best, and then we allow the universe the time to come in and kind of demonstrate for us whether or not it's going to go in a positive or negative direction, right? And so it feels very much like a co-creative row here. And I do feel like you're going to continue to follow your heart on this. I think that's coming into play big time. And I think on some intuitive level, you also recognize that this idea that you've had, this thing that you've decided to put into creation, is going to result in a victory. And I do feel like you're standing up for it. You know that it's fulfilling. You know that it puts you in this state of flow. You know that you're willing to put in the hard work. There is no reason why this cannot become a real living entity that you've helped to create. And so you're really standing up for this. So it's like you get out of this mental space and you get more into this state of integrating the information that you pick up, integrating your intuitive hits that you get, and putting those together to kind of help to guide you. But it's like this lovely ebb and flow of I put in a bunch of work and then I see how it turns out. And it's almost like you kind of let go of the expectation or the deep need that this become a financially stable and fruitful experience. You just get into this lovely state of flow that because it's something that is so fulfilling, you let it be that. And then it becomes that thing on its own, right? That financial stability. So this is looking really nice. I would definitely pay attention to synchronicity with that 111 that I'm seeing there. And really tap into and use your intuition in the week of the 5th, because I think that's really playing a strong part here. So yeah, that's looking really good. But in a love situation, I do feel like perhaps intuitively you know that in order to get into this place of healing and balance within yourself, it requires you to walk away from this past situation and really just focus very strongly on your own healing, and that will be the thing that brings in new love offers in the future. And so, but I do feel like this was more of like a creative endeavor, some sort of project here. We do have quite a bit of cups going on, but that's what I'm picking up most strongly. So I hope that was helpful, Cancer. And like I said, you might check out that Pisces reading I was referring to. That might kind of help add to this a bit more. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye.